Some would say we've been waiting to see Khamzat Chimaev fight for a UFC championship for 5 years. It finally happens in the main event of UFC 319 in Chicago against Dricus Du Plessis. Welcome in to this edition of UFC Best Bets. We'll be talking about all these fights from a gambling perspective. Hello, everybody. Brett Okamoto alongside, as always, my good friend and betting expert, Ian Parker. Again, we are going to be going through all of Ian's best bets. We're going to talk the main, the co-main, but before we do, let's take a look back at how we did last week at the window, Mr. Parker, before we get into UFC 319.
You know what? This is just a cold year. There's nothing I can say. Every time we get close, then one of our fights just misses. Negative 4.6 last week, and I know I make joke week after week about the bounce back week. I am really feeling confident this week, but if that means you're going to fade me to make money, hey, tail, fade me, love me, hate me. If you're making money, I'm happy for you, but I'm coming hard this week. We're going to win. Let's go.
Hey, nobody likes a quitter, and we ain't going to quit here on this one. It's a cold year until it's not, and let's turn it around right now. Khamzat Chimaev coming in minus 250 favorite against Dricus Du Plessis. Pretty wild, but not unexpected, right? Because of how dominant this guy has looked. He's almost like an anomaly. Very, very hard to bet his fights, I feel like, just because of that level of domination he's shown. How are you looking to bet the main event?
I'll be straightforward with you. I'm going Khamzat to win inside the distance here. The number is at minus 140. I'm not so concerned about the gas tank. I think he's at time. You know, he went from the Gilbert Burns fight to being inactive. Then he had COVID. We saw him coughing up blood to the point where he almost retired. Then he comes back and fights Kamaru Usman, the Kevin Holland fight. Yeah, we have not seen the 5-round Khamzat Chimaev, but what we have seen is that when he gets a hold of you the way he did to Whitaker, you don't survive. And for Dricus Du Plessis, he has to weather that storm. It's easier said than done. And it's not just round one. I think it's round 1 and 2 where Khamzat can really put the gas to the pedal, to the metal, go all out. He's been working on the cardio. He's healthy. He doesn't have to cut weight. I mean, he is a huge athlete for this weight class. The fact that he made 170 is insane. As good as Du Plessis has been, beating who he's had to ahead of time here, I think that stops now. I think Khamzat gets it done. I also think he's the better striker. So the wrestling is one thing. I think he's going to tag Du Plessis into that takedown. So give me Khamzat inside the distance and new.
Yeah, I tend to agree, man. And I don't usually give my picks on this one, but we just did the pre-shows here in Chicago, and every one of our analysts is picking Dricus Du Plessis as the big-time underdog.
Good for them.
I'm more with you.
Yeah.
I'm more with you. We've seen what this guy is capable of. We've seen him put away somebody of Robert Whitaker's caliber in the very first round. And why can't he have addressed everything that we're talking about in terms of the gas tank, in terms of the stand-up? I tend to think we're going to see a very good version of Khamzat Chimaev. If we see a good version of him, I haven't seen anybody yet that can beat him. So there's our analysis on the main event. Let's go to the co-main event. We've seen a few of these now this year, Ian, where a big name from Bellator comes over, big name from the Bellator, PFL, but then they scuffle a little bit. Here's Aaron Pico trying to change that narrative, but he's got to do it against a very tough Lerone Murphy. How are you trying to bet this one?
I'm going Lerone Murphy here, and it's not towards bias to what people may think. I'm going with the reason of this. Yes, Aaron Pico is a very talented fighter. He has a tremendous sky's the limit potentially, but guys, this is someone who's been fighting professionally since 2017. He's been knocked out twice. He's had 4 dislocated shoulders. He has not fought anyone in the top 30 of MMA regardless of organization or promotion. So to come in here and to be an almost 2-to-1 favorite against Lerone Murphy, I can't do that. We failed that with Patchy Mix. Pitbull went down to Yair Rodriguez, and Lerone Murphy is not a walk in the park. He has started off fighting prospects. He fought Josh Emmett. And Pico, yes, great boxer, good wrestling. He doesn't utilize his wrestling really that much here. I'm taking a shot at Murphy at plus 145. I think Murphy's been more battle-tested. Again, the potential for Pico is there. But this is not like someone who's only had 3 fights or is 6-0 or 10-0. He has been fighting since 2017. He's not a kid anymore. He is a seasoned vet who has taken damage, been knocked out. Give me Lerone Murphy plus 145.
Yeah, and I do go back to what I said in the beginning, is that we've seen the scenario play out, and
a lot, yeah.
Transfer over, they get those jitters just a little bit. Lerone Murphy, undefeated, has got a lot to fight for here at UFC 319. Let's move on down the main card we go, and one of these is going to be a best bet from Ian Parker. It's Carlos Prates taking on Jeff Neal. Really, really fascinating fight at the welterweight. Important fight in the rankings. How are you looking to bet this one?
I want to get that minus 250 number down. I do think Prates wins here, and I do like the durability of Jeff Neal. So we're going to go Prates to win in over 1.5. We're getting a plus 120 on that, which is awesome. I think Prates, coming off the loss, is due for a bounce-back performance here, along with Jeff Neal, who's just not that same guy who fought at the top. I do think he holds on for a few rounds. If you want to play a late knockout, round 3 is a fun prop. Prates and over 1.5. Let's go.
Okay, and let's talk about a very weird but very cool matchup at 185 pounds. It's Jared Cannonier, who, of course, has a number next to his name, MVP, coming up from welterweight. He was here for Shada, the bullet, that was there for that fight. Thought he was going to go back down. Here he stays, and actually looking bigger than Jared Cannonier at the weigh-in. How are you looking at this one?
I'm going to take, we're going to go repeat here. MVP to over 1.5. I think Cannonier, the path to victory is to wrestle, take him down. But he's not easy to take down. He fights at a distance. He's great with his movement, his footwork, that jab. And Cannonier is over 40. And Brett, I'm going to double down on this. My prop of the night is going to be MVP to win by decision. I don't think he knocks out Cannonier. I think he's going to point fight this to death. So MVP to over 1.5 is the best bet. Prop of the night, MVP by decision.
Okay, so there you go. You get a best bet there, and you also get a prop of the night. We haven't done the premium play yet, so let's get to that. It's our most confident play of the night. It happens in the women's strawweight division. What do you got?
We have taken her, I think, a lot, and she's cashed for us a lot. It seems like it's on repeat. I don't see, this number makes no sense to me. When I heard about this fight, I thought Lupi was going to be a minus 220. She's got the youth on her side. She's the better striker. She's a better wrestler. Cardio. And Andrade was just finished in round 1. She's at the tail end of her career. My premium play is going to be Lupi Goynez at minus 150 on the money line. Love that play. Lupi, one more time. Let's go.
How about this? Our last best bet on a fight that takes place on the prelims, but you want to be in your seat for it, I think. Two veterans, Edson Barboza, Drakkar Klose. You have the best bet on this lightweight fight.
I do. I like over 2.5 here. I do think Edson's going to utilize those kicks. I think Klose is going to try to wrestle him. We're going to see a lot of fighting against the cage. Both guys have been there before. Durability's pretty solid. I think this can go bell to bell. I'm willing to pay a little bit more for over 2.5.
All right, so that takes us through the main, the co-main, all the best bets, the premium plays. You even got a prop in there. Let's go to the parlays for UFC 319, and as always, we are going to start with the pretty one, the long shot, the one that would be very fun to hit. Where are we going for 319?
We're going to go with Gerald Meerschaert to win by submission. We're going to also go with Carlos Prates by decision and Kai Asakura by KO or TKO. By the way, GM3 by submission, it should not be plus 400 against Lord Michael. I know he's with the fight nerds. Don't care. If he gets that fight to the floor, that's all him. Plus 4150 on a 3-legger. I think this is realistic.
Nice little 41-1 payout on the long shot parlay. Last order of business, it is Ian Parker's parlay for UFC 319 in Chicago. Give it to me, Ian.
Let's start off with Karine Silva here over Barboza. I think she's got so many paths to victory here. I think she is still a solid fighter. Minus 220, I think is a good price for her. Chase Hooper at 55 for Alex Hernandez. I love what Chase has been doing here. I think he gets it done again. He probably finished that fight. And Kai Asakura coming off the Pantoja fight. I'm a Tim Elliott fan. I think he's a fun fighter. He's been giving us great times for all these years, but I think Asakura gets it done.
All right, so you got your Parker's parlay, you got your long shot parlay. Really fun card at UFC 319. The main event is one of those ones where I'd be watching for just that fight alone, but the main card, just top to bottom, really, really strong. Hopefully we made you a little bit smarter. Thank you for watching. Special start time now, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific on the ESPN Plus prelims. Check them out, enjoy the main card, and thank you for watching UFC Best Bets.